SFTE Africa. Power, truth, insight.
When we talk about South African politics, we often focus on political parties and government leaders, elections as well. But politics is much more than that. It is about the institutions, principles, and systems that determine how power is exercised, how decisions are made, and how citizens are represented. To understand South African politics, we must first understand how the country's constitutional system works. Now, South Africa is a constitutional democracy. This means the constitution is the supreme law of the republic. Every law passed by parliament, every decision made by government, and every action taken by public institutions must comply with the constitution. No individual political party or institution has powers over it. The Constitution also protects the rights of every citizen while placing limits on government authority through the rule of law. Now, to ensure government functions effectively across all spheres, South Africa follows the principle of cooperative governance. Unlike countries with separate levels of government that operate independently, South Africa has three interconnected spheres of government: national, provincial, and local government. When we talk about these spheres, they are distinctive, they are interdependent and interrelated. They are expected to cooperate, coordinate policies, and resolve disputes through consultation rather than conflict. Another important constitutional principle is the separation of powers. Government authority is divided among three branches, which is the legislature that makes the laws through parliament, the executive that implements those laws and governs the country through the president, cabinet, and government departments, and lastly, the judiciary, which interprets the law and ensures that both citizens and government comply with the constitution. Now, this separation prevents excessive concentration of power while strengthening accountability and constitutional oversight. The center of South Africa's legislative authority is Parliament, which consists of two houses. The first is the National Assembly. Now, this house is the primary law-making body responsible for passing legislation, debating national issues, approving the national budget, and holding the executive accountable. It also elects the president from among its members, and it serves as the principal institution through which elected representatives perform oversight over government. Now, the second house of the parliament is the National Council of Provinces, commonly known as the NCOP. Unlike the National Assembly, which represents the people directly, the NCOP represents the interests of the 9 provinces of South Africa. Now, its responsibility is to ensure that government at provincial level participate in national legislative processes, particularly when legislation affects provincial competencies such as education, housing, and local government. Beyond Parliament, South Africa's constitutional democracy is strengthened by independent oversight institutions, also known as the Chapter 9 institutions. These institutions were established under Chapter 9 of the Constitution to support constitutional democracy. They include the Public Protector, the South African Human Rights Commission, the Auditor General, the IEC, the Commission for Gender Equality, among others that are many there. Their role is to monitor government conduct, protect constitutional rights, and promote accountability independent from political influence. Now, because South Africa has 3 spheres of government, effective governance also depends on intergovernmental relations. Now, this refers to the systems and processes through which national, provincial, and local governments coordinate their responsibilities. Since many public services require collaboration across different spheres, successful governance depends on communication, as well as consultation and shared planning rather than competition between institutions. Now, democracy also requires active citizens. This is where public participation in parliament becomes important. Parliament does not simply make laws behind closed doors. Citizens have the constitutional right to contribute to legislative processes by submitting written comments, attending public hearings, making presentations before parliamentary committees, and engaging elected representatives. Public participation strengthens democratic legitimacy by ensuring that legislation reflects the voice of the people. Every democracy requires a credible method of electing representatives. South Africa uses a proportional representation electoral system. Now, instead of voting directly for individual candidates, voters choose political parties. Seats in legislatures are then allocated according to the percentage of the votes of each party. Now, this system encourages broader political representation while allowing smaller political parties to gain seats in parliament and provincial legislature. And finally, the last aspect of South African politics is that governance reaches citizens most directly through local government. As we are upon local government elections 2026, municipalities are responsible for providing essential public services such as water, sanitation, electricity, refuse removal, roads, and spatial planning. You know how it works out. Now, they are a sphere of government closest to communities and therefore play a critical role in improving service delivery and promoting local development. Now, the effectiveness of local government often shapes citizens' daily experiences of democracy. Understanding South African politics requires more than recognizing political leaders or political parties. It requires understanding the constitutional framework, the institutions that govern the country, and the democratic principles that hold them accountable. A functioning democracy depends not only on government, but also on informed citizens such as you and I, who understand how the political system operates and participate actively within. I'm Kananelo Seemahale, and you've been watching the special edition desk only on SFTB Network.